Welcome to Cage Minds. I'm Mika Frankl, and it's Fight Week. Legacy Boxing Promotions, new era at the Embassy Suites. The main event is here with us. Abraham Perez, how you feeling about the first professional title fight?
Good. Honestly, I feel like it's perfect timing. It's right on time for me anyway.
What makes it right on time? What makes right now and where you're at in the career that this is the right progression?
Well, I could say that there's really never a perfect time for anything, so the fact that it's happening, it's better now than to, I guess just keep on waiting it out.
There's been a little bit of uncertainty, we'll call it this camp. A recent change of an opponent, only a couple weeks away from fight night. How does going from Jeronil to Borres change up your preparation, your mindset, your approach?
Well, I could say, it was pretty close to the end of camp, right there on the day 2 or about 2 weeks or maybe a week that we got the change of fighters. So, as far as preparation, I just stay prepared.
Do you feel like there's a lot of giant differences that you and your dad, your coach, have been talking about in the last week with the game plan for switching opponents, or do you feel like it's kind of the same guy, there's some similarities in there between the two, so it's not a giant change for you?
Yeah, I really don't know much about the first opponent that I was going to fight, nor the second, nor this guy, So, as far as, being able to adapt, that's all I'm going to have to do.
And it's something you're used to. You constantly did it throughout the amateurs. International tournaments, I'm
Right.
sure there was no way to prepare.
Right. Yeah, no, so it's just, you stay ready so you don't have to get ready type of thing.
You're still unbeaten. You're continuing to progress. We saw a very defensive fighter early on. We're starting to see more elements of your offense be added each fight. Do you feel like that's just been opponent by opponent? Is it a natural progression? What is it?
I feel like it's, it's definitely, I could say opponent to opponent, and so on, that, as if I keep getting these fighters, I keep fighting, I'm just going to keep getting better and progressing in what I do.
And talk about it. What are you comfortable at? What is it that you do?
A whole lot of everything, man. Boxing, I can, I feel like I'm a decent brawler, counter punching is, it's good. My defense is okay, as well as, the offense part of it.
So what area is it that you most like about your game?
I really can't give you like a for sure answer because I like all of it. I like, being able to be multi-dimensional.
All that international experience, where do you put your ability to make those in-fight adjustments to round by round recognize what your opponent's doing and be able to curve it?
That's a good question. I can say, it's something that just happens, I guess, starting from round 1. Pretty much the first round is when you're able to, you fill him out, you're able to see what he's going to do, and, from there it's really hard to explain that, but it's, you just got to adapt to it.
You're in the gym constantly, your brothers are there, your dad. Do you recognize the improvements, or is this more of a, all of a sudden, hey, you started doing this, Hammer, and you're like, oh yeah, I am now.
Right? Nah, yeah, I wasn't really like interested in boxing in the beginning, so I always wanted to play basketball or, just have fun outside of boxing, but boxing was just a lifestyle that was in my life. So I was always at the gym training after school, and I was always sparring, and it just came to that one sparring moment. It was, my dad's like, okay, well, you're really good, you want to fight? And so I'm just like, okay. That's it.
Has it progressed now from something that you were just kind of doing to something you're passionate about?
Yeah, it made a drastic change in my life, and the direction that I could have been going, and the direction that I'm at now. Not saying that the direction I could have gone was a bad direction, but it would have been, it's just a different turn.
Well, how do you feel it's different?
Shoot, I could just, I mean, if it weren't for boxing, I wouldn't have been able to travel, all over the world and, get all that experience. And I wouldn't have been, at the Olympic Center training and, making new friends and getting all the experience in there, and I probably would not be where I am right now, 6-0, getting ready for my 7th fight.
And getting ready
Into a
for
title.
a title fight. It's going to be for a IBF title. What does that mean to you now, seeing these big letters, these noticeable belts coming towards you, to see the fruits of your labor starting to pay off?
For me, it's just okay. Well, let's just collect these belts.
And what does it signify? Like what are the emotional side of what hits you, how you feel about this?
As far as emotions go, I honestly the only thing I really want to do is just fight. So I mean, whether it's for a belt or if it's not for a belt, I at least want to know that I'm fighting.
Borres is an opponent that we've seen out here once in the land of enchantment. It was right before the pandemic, like literally like a week before he fights Diamond Boy at Isleta. I believe you said a little drop. You weren't even in town. You were
Right.
Olympic Training Center for that one.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, I don't really know much about him, but it's the second time here. Welcome back.
Have you done any film study? I know there's some videos out there on YouTube.
I have not. No, I haven't done any film study. I'm just, see what he brings to the table.
Is that something that you're going to continue with? You feel like it's going to get to a point in the career where you got to do a little bit more investigation?
I'm pretty sure, down the road there's probably going to be, some time where, he's going to be a big name or something. He's already on TV or he's on video and there is footage. But, I mean, if I got to do some studying, then I'll do some studying.
As your game's developing, what do you feel like has been the biggest improvement that you're feeling throughout this camp?
I can say the conditioning is good. It's a lot better. The weight cutting has been a lot easier. Just because I'm not cutting weight every day. If I go fighting for if I fight, win, I don't have to make weight for the next day. It's just a one and done thing. So it's a lot easier in that aspect. And then as far as staying calm, because the rounds are a lot longer. Not longer, but there's more rounds. So I the calmness is there.
How important did you feel that was, getting used to the 4, 6, 8, looking at one day going 12 rounds, getting that preparation to have your pacing to change that from where it was amateurs, kind of a sprint?
Right, yeah. It's a whole lot of sprinting versus a jogger's pace. So, and instead of, all right, well, you got 3 rounds to work with, do your thing and get those points, and versus these longer rounds, it's like, okay, well, fill them out, do some studying, and check out what's gonna happen like toward the later rounds.
Are you getting used to the spotlight, the attention, now these main event opportunities?
Yes. Yeah, I could say like as far as like having like the ansias or the jitters or any of the adrenaline or the attention getting to me, so far I've been good.
And what are your expectations? What do you want your performance to look like April 8th for you to take that next step?
I mean, if there's a knockout available, then I'll take it. But I'm predicting for it to go a full solid 8 rounds.
What's going to make you satisfied with your performance? Not what you're expecting, but what would have you walking away proud?
I would say a knockout.
Knockout?
Yeah.
Getting that belt and getting the finish. That would be
Yeah.
like the ultimate way to end the night.
Yeah, with the belt around my waist, that would be nice.
Doing it at home, you already expect this is going to be one of those landmark kind of nights for you that's going to stick with you through your career?
I could say so. I mean, it's my first, title shot, so I could say it's going to stick with me after that.
April 8th, Legacy Boxing Promotions, new era at the Embassy Suites. This man's in the main event. Appreciate you during 5 weeks taking some time to talk to me.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me out here.
Again, we appreciate the Bob Foster Museum for allowing to be our host for this interview. We'll see you guys at the fights.